Okay, so today I'm going to talk you through the stuff you're going to need to get to prepare yourself for the Velocity diet. So before you start, just stuff you need to buy and have in your house ready to go. The first thing you need to do actually, before you've even bought anything, is go to the T Nation website. There'll be a link to it down in the description. You need to go to that and check out, there's a calorie calculator there, which will give you obviously the number of calories you need for the day, but also really helpfully gives you a menu which shows you what things you're going to have each day and how it's broken down, which is really, really useful. For my diet, I had 5 shakes a day because of my, my calorie requirements meant that's what I needed. You might need less or more. But one thing you really want to do is make sure that you space those evenly throughout the day. So my 5, I had them every 3 hours. That works really well. It meant that I was kind of never really getting hungry and it was nicely spaced out. If you get 4 or 6 or whatever else it tells you should do, then you need to space those accordingly so that you don't have problems with that. Once you've obviously done that, it takes you through to a shopping cart which has got all the products that you've got listed there, which you can buy from the T Nation website, which you can do. There's lots of stuff on message boards and whatever else saying, oh yeah, you have to have this stuff or else it won't work properly. I found that to be completely untrue. I had no problems at all, and I bought really just ordinary, generic, off-the-shelf stuff. So if you want to go the sort of like do-it-yourself route, it is possible, and it won't kind of make your skin go weird or saggy or any other things I heard people talking about on their forums. So if you're going your own way, the first thing you need to do is get a protein powder. Needs to be a whey protein powder, W-H-E-Y protein powder, and it needs to be low carb, which almost all of them are. But the thing you need to bear in mind with some of these is that they are sometimes high in lactose, and I actually happen to be slightly lactose intolerant, so I need to make sure I got one which is low in lactose. It's very easy to do. Most of them will say on the packaging, or you can just ask wherever you go. And as you can see, I'm holding a branded one here, but the one that I actually used for the diet was a completely ordinary, generic, no brand, no major big deal, just sort of own brand one from the health food store that I happen to be shopping in. So you don't need to feel like you need to buy anything special, it just needs to be a whey protein powder and you should be good to go. So there's that. Almost as importantly, you will need some of this, some flaxseed, which is basically fibre. You need fibre. You will be constipated on this diet. I'm warning you now, if you don't have this, and you will not last very long because it is not a very nice experience. So you need to make sure you get some of this. Again, you can just buy it from any health food store that you go to. Milled flaxseed. This one's got nuts and almonds and stuff like that. Now, unfortunately, you can't do that because it's going to throw off your calories, so you're just going to get a plain flaxseed, which you stick into your shakes. And again, in the menu, it tells you when you need to do that, which is really cool. Then you need some fish oil. So you can see omega-3 fish oil, which I have here. And this was really good, not only because it kind of kept my... It's difficult to say, I don't know what it did for me, but I do know that I credit this for me not being super grumpy throughout the whole diet. I really, really do. I find these to be a really, really good mood enhancer. So if nothing else, then they'll keep you happy and stop you from killing the people around you while you haven't had any food for 5 days or so. So fish oil, omega-3. You need a multivitamin. I'm not going to say too much about that. Get a multivitamin, get what they recommend for you in the store. This has all the vitamins that they thought I would need. And try and get one, I'll tell you what though, try and get one where the pills aren't too big. Like, the pills in this are huge, so if you can get one which has got kind of reasonably sized pills, that'd be good. This is the only other thing that I bought, sort of supplement-wise. There's a few other supplements that they recommend on the T Nation website, which obviously you're free to go and buy, but I didn't find them necessary. I had no problems at all. And in fact, they recommend a different amino acid to this, but I bought this. It's called L-lysine, just on the recommendation of the people in the store. And yeah, it worked really well for me. It's good. Or I think it did. I didn't waste away or die, which is, I guess, the important thing. So yeah, L-lysine, this is all I took as well. And again, wonderfully helpfully, on their menu it tells you how often you should be taking these. So you're taking fish oil like 5 times a day, the amino acid I think twice a day, something like that. Almost the final thing, we have peanut butter. And seriously, I cannot overemphasize how important this will become in your life. So basically, you get to have some peanut butter at the end of, or some nut butter, some natural nut butter, at the end of every day, and this really becomes the only solid thing you put in your mouth all week, and so it's really important. It really, really is, because it just kind of keeps you in touch with sanity. So you can get any nut butter you want, and I actually started the diet with almond butter. But almond butter didn't work out for me, mainly because I was really craving salt, really dying for salt, and peanut butter is much more salty tasting. It actually tastes nicer as well, I thought personally, which considering it's the only thing I eat means, you know, the taste of it's really important. So yeah, peanut butter, you get a spoonful or two of this a day, and yeah, very, very important indeed. And the last thing, which isn't on the menu, but which is really important, is water. Really, really, really vital. So I actually, even though it's a liquid diet, and the last thing you're thinking about is drinking water, I got dehydrated on this diet quite badly. I mean, you know, didn't go to hospital or anything, but some of my workouts, I was teaching workout classes and was really flaking out with them because of the fact that I was dehydrated. And it took me a while to figure that out because I thought I'm drinking so much water, liquid in my protein shake, why is this a problem? But of course, the fibre you're drinking, fibre you're eating, sorry, in your shakes, needs a huge amount of water to kind of keep it flowing through your system, and the protein itself to be broken down and digested needs water to help with that. So actually you need to be making sure you're drinking at least like 1.5 litres of water a day on top of the shakes to make sure that you're staying well hydrated. And that is basically it. That's the whole lot. That's all I had. So make sure you have all that stuff with you already, and then next week we'll look at some of the other stuff you'll need to do and how you're going to all put it together and make your shakes and whatever else, because I'd actually never made a protein shake before I did this diet. So that's it. Buy all that stuff if you are crazy enough to attempt this diet, and then next week we'll look at how to actually use it.